Baby murder vibes, April Fool's edition, take 5.
Really ridiculous, defunding and debarring Planned Parenthood.
Imagine if people were just abstinent when they didn't want to have a child instead of having irresponsible sex. Crazy idea, right?
Wouldn't it be really ridiculous if someone used the left's own environmental laws to end abortion and stop abortion pollution in our drinking water?
You know what would be really terrible? If pro-choicers actually supported women in pregnancy instead of telling them that killing their baby is empowering.
Did you know that Democrats are telling the truth when they say that late-term abortions don't exist and that they never happen?
Oh, I get it. You guys got me. So funny. See, I actually thought for just a minute that you guys had actually grown some compassion and empathy and understood that your abortion bans are killing women. But April Fools, oh my God, you have got to keep doing these amazing skits. Before you know it, baby murder will be illegal in all 50 states. And maybe they'll even call it something like infanticide.
Let's face it, these two clowns aren't here to protect life. They're here to build a brand on cruelty, performative piety, and whatever ugly lies the Christian right hasn't used up yet. And a lot of the ones they have, actually, as you just saw. If they actually cared about babies, they wouldn't be making jokes about it. They'd be advocating for food security, paid parental leave, better healthcare access, and maternal health equity. You know, all the things that actually enrich and save lives. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the video series where you can find the forced birther lies flowing faster than taxpayer dollars to fake pregnancy sinners, and the takes are hotter than Kristen Hawkins' fantasy Supreme Court fan fiction. Okay, y'all, let's do what we do best and torch this nonsense point by point. When Kristen calls to defund and debar Planned Parenthood, what she's really saying is this. Let's take away birth control, cancer screenings, STI testing, and prenatal care from millions of low-income Americans, especially Black and Brown communities who rely on Planned Parenthood as one of the only providers in their area. This isn't even about abortion. It's about cutting off basic access to life-saving procedures under the guise of morality. They're not building clinics, they're not funding doulas, they're not expanding Medicaid or fighting maternal mortality. They're calling to destroy the few resources Black women do have. Their goals couldn't be any more racist and elitist. Ah yes, nothing like Aunt Lydia moralizing like she's gearing up to teach the third graders at her church how to build a DIY chastity belt out of popsicle sticks and shame. You're telling partnered, married, consenting adults to not have sex unless they're ready for a baby? Oh my God, Lydia, I really don't want to hear about your kink. It's not even the fun kind. Because seriously, girl, if you're that fixated on how and when strangers are having sex, your sex life must be so bland, scientists are studying it as a potential sleep aid. God, this is an anti-abortion fever fantasy dream with zero scientific merit. If mifepristone were somehow showing up in your drinking water, we'd have a much bigger crisis on our hands because it would mean our highly advanced water filtration systems have collapsed. But hey, Kristen, if you're suddenly that worried about chemicals in the tap, I've got a few lawsuits in Flint, Michigan you should read. Oh, wait, sorry. I forgot you didn't care about Flint because it wasn't about zygotes. It was about actual Black children. And let's face it, girl, in your demographic, they're so much harder to fundraise off of than plastic fetus models, aren't they? Oh, Lydia, you mean the same pro-choice movement that runs mutual aid networks, abortion funds, that save lives, doula collectives, diaper banks, and housing support? Because guess who doesn't do that? The states where your movement thrives. Red states with the highest maternal mortality rates in the country, the lowest healthcare access, and no parental leave in sight. You think you people offer support? You're offering judgment wrapped in a Jesus sticker with a side of legislative abuse sprinkled with one bag of diapers. And then let's just talk about this bizarre fantasy they keep having about us out here slinking around clinics in cloaks, whispering to pregnant folks like some sort of reproductive Smeagol.
Yes, precious. Kill the baby and it will make you powerful.
Like, what? First of all, if I had that kind of whispering influence, I'd use it to convince landlords that rent is theft. Second, let's twist that logic back where it belongs, shall we? We're not telling people that abortion is empowering. We're saying that having a choice is empowering. Being the manager of your own life and future is empowering. The only ones turning that choice into a horror story are you guys, because what you're really mad about isn't that people are tricked into abortions. It's that they're not asking you for your permission. Aw, yeah, this is an OG fundamental lie, their gaslighting routine. And it's so debunked and boring. At least give us some new material to work with, Kristen, for God's sakes. Okay, here we go again. Late-term abortion doesn't exist. This isn't a medical term. It's pure propaganda and evangelical doublespeak. What does exist are abortion procedures performed later in pregnancy, and they are incredibly rare. When they do happen, it's due to fetal fatal anomalies, a dying fetus, life-threatening complications for the pregnant one, or delays caused by your abortion bans, Kristen. When you deny those patient cares, you're not saving babies. You are erasing pregnant women from the equation entirely and making sure they die completely preventable deaths. And if that's your idea of feminism, Kristen, then I'm guessing The Handmaid's Tale is your favorite rom-com. These talking points, sure, they're completely dishonest as usual, but they're also just so played out, clinging to a fake moral binary that should have been buried with Reaganomics. Pro-life versus pro-choice was always a lie, you guys. What we're dealing with now, in reality, is a literal crisis, not a hypothetical debate and trolling people online. Pregnant patients are being denied life-saving care right now. Hospitals are turning away patients. Women are being criminalized for how they handled their miscarriages. And these vapid pick-me morons respond to this crisis with a video skit? Well, Kristen and Lydia, if this is your strategy to win hearts and minds, congrats! You've won the hearts of trolls and the minds of homeschool teens who think tampons cause abortions. All right, guys, this has been another episode of Smash that button like it's a force birther's favorite fetus porn photo. And please follow me for more flaming scorchers because let's face it, these force birthers just keep lighting the match for me. Okay, thanks, bye.